Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm Sheila Balgobin, known as the Dream Decipherer, and this is Dream Your Life, Live Your Dream Live, where we talk about all things dreams. So today we're going to look at dreams about our friends and acquaintances and see what it is about these types of dreams that may be significant for the dreamer. Now, before I start, I have to say, as I always do, that the people who appear in our dreams are not necessarily themselves, but represent some aspect of ourselves or our relationships, and the unconscious mind will hang those thoughts, feelings, ideas on someone or something that is familiar to us generally. Occasionally not. They may use symbols that are foreign to us in some way, but generally the unconscious will use the familiar to be able to highlight something about ourselves. So it may feel really good if a friend comes up to you and says, "Oh, I had a dream about you the other day." But are they actually dreaming about you? This is the thing. And while it's reassuring that to hear something like that from a friend, and it may inspire the both of you to carry on whatever conversation was begun in the dream in waking life, the truth is your friend wasn't dreaming about you at all. It's not all about you, it's all about them. But there's something about you that resonates or has resonated with them and has become personified, if you will, in the person's dream appearing as you. So every person that appears in our dream world will shed some light on some aspect of ourselves and what's going on in our inner world. Perhaps it's to highlight fears and hopes, or personality traits that need to be cultivated or eliminated, as the case may be. So, and this is particularly true when we're dreaming about our friends, because as the saying goes, our friends are the family we get to choose for ourselves. So the first port of call is to identify what exactly about that particular person resonates with you, either in a positive way or even in a negative way. I mean, if you dream about someone perhaps who, in waking life, you say, "You know what, they really get on my bloody nerves," and look at that. What is that about? Why do they get on your nerves? So it's really a matter of going beyond the basics and figuring out what the real message is behind the dream. Now, the first step is to pay attention to how the friend in the dream is behaving. If they're interacting with you in a way that it suggests that is comfortable or pleasant, it may be indicating that you are at peace with yourself and at ease with yourself. But if they're acting out of character or acting oddly, it may be an indication from your unconscious mind that something about you is not right. Something is not happening in the correct way. Now, another question to ask is the friend you're dreaming about the same gender as you? That could be an indication that it is your shadow side, the underdeveloped or unknown parts of ourselves that's trying to grab your attention and trying to, send a little signal saying, "Hey, pay attention to me." So you may dream of people who are more acquaintances than friends. And while best friend dreams are more in your face, dreams about acquaintances, people you barely know or have just met, are more likely a gentle nudge. They're reminding you that there may be other parts or still significant parts of yourself that are unknown to you, or you're unaware of, or you're not cultivating in some way. So the level of friendship, if you will, expressed in the dream, either is something that is in place in your life and needs to be worked on, or a call to look at something that you're not acknowledging or seeing within you. Could it be that your dreams are taking you back to your childhood, a time when we were more carefree and uninhibited? We said what we thought, we did what we liked, and perhaps that's a signal that there's something about your life that is uncomfortable. You may be feeling restricted or hemmed in some way. Remember, during childhood, it's during the first 3 to 4 years of our lives that our personalities and our character traits are being formed. So by the time you hit 3 or 4 years old, your personality is pretty much set at that point. And then we spend the rest of our lives untangling the things that we learned up until the age of 3. But if you're dreaming of childhood friends, it's probably more than just nostalgia. It may very well mean that there are aspects that developed in childhood that perhaps need to be re-examined and perhaps worked on as an adult. So age of the person in the dream is important. The sex of the person in the dream can be important, and you have to be able to take these clues and piece together the different aspects and where it's relevant in your waking life to be able to unravel the story and the message behind the dream. Now, I know for myself personally, in order to be a successful entrepreneur, I needed to change a particular mindset that had developed when I was 5 years old. Yes, 5. I worked with a coach who helped me to see that who was kind of sabotaging my life as an entrepreneur was actually my 5-year-old self, who had decided because of not being able to get a new dress for school pictures, that money was stupid and would never let me have anything. And that dream unconsciously dogged my life for most of my working life until I made peace with my inner 5-year-old. So it's important to be able to track back where and why and how a friend that appears in your dream is relating to what's going on in your life currently. So you have to turn detective, in other words. Now, if a long lost friend suddenly reappears in your dreams, that could possibly mean that there's some neglected or forgotten aspect of yourself that you need to reconnect with, or would benefit if you were to reconnect with that. It may be a hobby or some activity that you loved when you were younger and wants to be revived and be brought back into your daily life again. Now, dreaming of ex-friends, what is that about? Is the memory of that person pleasant or unpleasant? Where in your life, your waking life, do these feelings appear? And this is how you start to unravel the meaning of a dream. What is going on in your life where that metaphor, because dreams act as metaphors, as if, where in your life are you experiencing this particular activity, this particular feeling, this particular interaction with other people? So a dream where you're dreaming of an ex-friend may represent a lesson that still has yet to be learned by you, or even identified as being needed to be learned. And there's perhaps a current relationship has picked up some aspects or unresolved issues of a past relationship with regard to this ex-friend or with regard to other friend relationships in your life. Now, dreaming of friends who are as being dead or dying is, while alarming, remember, dreams work through metaphor, as if. So don't panic. Don't think you're having a premonition that a friend of yours is going to pass away. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Just as the friends in our dreams don't necessarily represent themselves, the death of a friend does not necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen to them. Premonitions of that kind are rare, generally. So think of it again as a metaphor, as if like some aspect of yourself either needs to die or is dying. There's change occurring. So that's typically what dream about a friend who's either dead in the dream or dying is informing you of some part of your life that is shrinking, diminishing, going away, or that you're anxious about getting rid of something or perhaps someone in your waking life. So in terms of the actual friendship with the person you've dreamt about, it may simply mean that the friendship that you have with this person is shifting or changing in some way. Some old thing is dying, is being eliminated from the relationship. So in this case, death doesn't represent literally death. It indicates change or transition from one state to another. So the upshot of all of this is the person, first of all, the person who appears in your dream is not necessarily him or herself. And we build a complex system of associations among the different people that we deal with in our waking lives. So, the people in our lives are reflecting back to us what they get from us. So if you're projecting love and light, that's what you get back from people, but as you deal with them. But it can also work in the negative sense. So when you're observing your dream and wanting to figure out what the message is behind the dream, pay attention. Who is that person? What is it about that person that resonates with you at that particular moment? Where in your waking life do you feel whatever emotion that has been picked up and expressed in the dream? So often dreams will indicate a path, a relationship, or an emotion that has not been dealt with properly in some way and needs to be revisited and perhaps resolved, or at least gain a new understanding. So as a rule of thumb, it's whenever a buddy or friend or acquaintance pops up in your dream, you need to ask yourself, what in a single word describes my current opinion of that friend? What is my friend doing in the dream that I am doing or not doing in waking life? What do I admire about that friend? What do I envy about that friend? And what do I really, really, truly feel about them? I mean, we can say we're all love and light, and then when we're off by ourselves, we're griping and bitching about this friend and what they did or didn't do. But the most important thing is to ask, what can I learn from this? What is the message that is beyond the appearance of things, i.e. the friend appearing in a dream? So I leave you with that thought and that question. If you ever have a dream about friends and want to know what it's trying to say to you, get in touch. I offer a free consultation for dreams, and we can work together to highlight the pertinent information that's in a dream. Now, again, you always have to remember the people in your dreams are not necessarily themselves. They're an aspect of yourself or your relationships that needs to be addressed or looked at in some way. So there you have it. Our friends in our dreams are really not about them at all. The dream is actually about you. And what is your friend indicating to you in your dream? Thanks so much for watching and listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.